Well, the New Orleans Saints have beat the Chicago Bears 21-9 in the Nickelodeon game. Never in my life did I ever think we would see a game on Nickelodeon, but this week we did, and obviously I had to tune in. And I'm here to give you guys an after the game recap of what I witnessed. This was one of the weirdest games I've ever seen. The broadcast was insane. Literally every single awkward moment happened during this broadcast. It was truly one of a kind, and I'll never forget watching this game. Alright, so the two things that were just the best were obviously the slime cannon that went off when somebody scored a touchdown. That was really cool. And then also on the field goals, getting to see SpongeBob right between the field goal posts. That was awesome. I seriously pray for that one kid watching this game tonight that decided to become a Bears fan. That kid has a future of misery awaiting them, and they don't even know it. They literally gave Mitch Trubisky the MVP, which is the Nickelodeon Most Valuable Player. I mean, you cannot make up this game. This is probably one of the greatest moments in NFL history. I'm still laughing my ass off after watching this game. I mean, this is just a typical Bears game. The worst part was they were supposed to slime Mitch Trubisky after the game. That was the whole premise they've been talking about the entire game, was whoever won the MVP was going to get slimed. I mean, everybody is a savage for voting for Mitch Trubisky to win the award. Could you have imagined if he was slimed after losing? It literally would have been the perfect conclusion to his career. And then Nate Burleson was roasting him mid-broadcast.
On season, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting your final grade in week 17, which is the last game of the year, and then the teacher coming to you and say, hey, listen, I know you had a C in the class, but I'm going to give you a chance to earn some extra credit. That's what the playoffs are, because you go into a season hoping you make the playoffs, but they're not guaranteed. So now Mitchell Trubisky has a chance to really raise his grade on his season.
I will admit though, Noah Eagle, that was cool seeing him. His dad is obviously Ian Eagle, the legend. And then Nate Burleson, one of the best on Good Morning Football. He's so much fun to listen to. He did a really good job. He was making some pretty good references. And then Gabby was chilling between them. She did a good job as well. Y'all see that SpongeBob music they played during the fight? And then I saw this on freaking Twitter. I'm still laughing at watching this. Watch this. You know what really made me the most upset was them cutting down to Lex Lumpkin. I don't even know who the heck that is, but I just wish they did this a couple years ago, you know, when I was younger watching Nickelodeon. Imagine them going down to the sidelines and freaking Gibby from iCarly's down there talking to the players. That would have been just incredible to see. But no, we got Lex Lumpkin. I mean, all the best to the kid. He did a good job. Just could you imagine Gibby down there? It's just a shame. Oh, for the love of God, don't get me started on young Sheldon explaining stuff.
A false start. That's when an offensive player illegally moves after lining up for, but prior to, the snap. Like when my dad starts shoveling in dinner before mom says grace.
Thank you, yes!
And then they started comparing Mitchell Trubisky to Lincoln Loud. Like, I don't even know who this is, but like these graphics were just the stupidest thing ever. And poor Alvin Kamara, they started comparing him to Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks. I mean, numerous top hits with a band, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and then Kamara has 21 touchdowns. I mean, literally, what the heck is this graphic? But literally, what the hell was this? Was this even necessary?
And this is the exact play. How cool is this? These guys are being tracked, and we know exactly where they are on the field. And check out the camera angle as we turn it all the way around. He catches the ball. He sees where the defenders are, and what does he do? Oh, he gets on in the end zone. How about that? Check out the graphics. That is nice.
I mean, seriously, what the hell? And the greatest moment of the game came when we got to hear an F-bomb dropped live on Nickelodeon.
All right.
F is for
The worst part was I was starting to get a little bit concerned that this possibly could be Drew Brees' last game because the Saints weren't playing very well. And I was just legitimately concerned that his last ever game in the NFL would be broadcast on Nickelodeon. It just did not feel right for him to go out like that. I don't know when Nickelodeon got so PG. It felt like when I watched Nickelodeon as a kid, it still made a lot of adult humor references, and it was actually pretty entertaining to watch. But it seems like now, I mean, good lord, they called everybody watching a kid like 100 times. They kept saying kids, kids this, kids that. Like when I was a kid, the last thing I ever wanted was to be called a kid. I don't know what's changed within Nickelodeon the past couple years. Obviously, I haven't been watching Nickelodeon, but man, it just does not feel the same anymore watching. It was actually kind of sad. Okay, but I do want to say all this isn't good fun. It was a pretty fun game to watch, actually. I do wish that they had done this before because I think growing up, it would have been way cooler to see, you know, the Nickelodeon that I grew up with, seeing those personalities out there. I think that's why I'm a little heated right now, is because, man, just what could have been. But they actually did a pretty good job. I will admit, it was a good game to watch. It was super unique and super different. And honestly, hopefully they do more like this in the future. Now I was starting to suggest that maybe they should do something over on Disney, maybe do like a Marvel themed one for ESPN. But let me know what you guys thought about the game down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Hope you enjoyed my little parody video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.